Welcome to Live Vedanta, a podcast about simple living and high thinking. The theme of Chapter 6 of the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita is delight, as Shri Krishna teaches the practice of contemplation to realize we are uncaused happiness. By integrating our mind and our intellect through self-effort, we can transcend the ego, recognize divinity in all, and become our own best friend. Let's tune in to Vivekji to learn more.
If you follow through with dedication, without deservershiplessness, meaning without deservership, and without doership, chapter 6 is the yoga of dhyana, the practice of contemplation. In English, we have defined this as delight. Delight. Why delight? If we come back to telescope, self-scope, dhyana is that final lens or magnification where you see through ananda maya to ananda. Ananda maya is being happy. Ananda is being happiness. One is caused, anandamaya. One is uncaused, that is ananda. As we flow through chapter 6, I'm reflecting on a recent line I heard from the show Cobra Kai. Don't judge me for connecting Dhyana Yoga and Cobra Kai. The sensei is sharing with immature students that you have to unlearn your misconceptions about training. We have to unlearn our misconceptions about contemplation. For us, contemplation is a breathing exercise. For us, contemplation is a kriya, a mudra, and so on. Unlearning. This is part of the process. And that's why contemplation is hard. All of you who have been part of silence retreats, who are part of the highest vocation, you get sleepy. You get distracted. We have these concepts, but that's not what contemplation is. So we shut down. Before we enter into chapter 6 proper, I want to bring to your attention, we are now in day 949 of exploring Bhagavad Gita. We are using this self-scope for every verse from chapters 1 through 17. I have tried to explain this. Imagine that's like a day 1 into the verse. Then review it too. Yes? That same verse I review the next day. Then we went through a reflection on all of these verses. You had your eyes closed. I was connecting all the dots, trying. Now we're reviewing this again. We're reviewing the reflection. When I want to listen to some music, I like to listen to the Inception soundtrack. This is like reflection inception, isn't it? All of the reflection is being done. You just have to be open to this. Choosing these 40 verses and now 70 verses has been difficult. How do you choose 70 verses out of 700 that are all ascharya? And that's why when I had put out the thought that our community should make a book on the essence of the essence, in Hindi, I think they call it Gita Sar, Some are taking this seriously. If this is resonating with your personality, write to our crew. Let's put a team together to make a book out of this. And for those in the highest vocation, you have gone through an explanation review, reflection review, and now you're going through this in an even more immersive way. That is chapter 6 on Dhyana Yoga. I'm bringing this to everyone's attention about being open to this experience of Bhagavad Gita. The word Arjuna comes from Arjava, which means the one who is open. In chapter 6, which verse are we taking up first? You know the answer to this. Share in the chat. Yes. Chapter 6, verse 5. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadhayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Joy. Shared in a simple way. Uddhare atmana atmanam. Lift the lower self by the higher self. Na atmanam avasadaye. Do not let the lower self lower the higher self. Higher self, lift the lower. Lower self, don't pull the higher. The automatic implication of this first line is that we have multiple facets to our personality. Lifting implies two, correct? The word we have used more generally is integrate. The mind to the intellect, the ego to the spirit. This is the lifting, this is the integrating. And a way to manifest this is intention. In the highest vocation, I'd shared with everyone, when you sit for contemplation, one should sit with the intention of, I'm doing this for purifying who I am, pushing the ego into the spirit. The second line is more practical, more of a reference is shared. Atma eva hi atmana bandhuhu. When the higher self lifts the lower self, that higher self is one's bandhu or friend. The next quarter, Atma eva ripuhu atmana. When the higher self allows itself to be pulled by the lower self, that higher self is a enemy to one's personality. The general implication of this second line is, you are responsible for your evolution. You evolve, you are a friend to yourself. You don't evolve, you are an enemy to yourself. Earlier, I'd shared with you, chapter 3, I believe it was verse 37, where Shri Krishna ends saying, Iha Vairinam. These are your enemies. What were their names? Kama and Krodha, that is desire and anger. Final reflection for now. If one lives in a disciplined way that is lifting oneself, how do you know? There is more cheer in your life. If one lives in an indisciplined way, then one is lowering themselves, this is felt as more conflict in your life. A friend is supposed to bring cheer, an enemy is supposed to bring conflict. Observe your own life. Growing up, whenever I would buy Nike products, what was the slogan for Nike? Just do it. What's the slogan for contemplation? Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Now, the closest verb to just don't do it is observing. In our silence retreats, why I deny you chanting, because chanting is still doing. In the highest vocation, I know a lot of you are struggling with being drowsy. Even though I'm not in your living space, I know. I've gone through all of this. Now, if you're in bed and you're saying, I am sleepy, I am sleepy, I am sleepy, what are you not doing? Sleeping. So when I keep chanting, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, what am I not doing? I'm not being. That's why I'm trying to train you, and just don't do it. Contemplation and observation are synonyms. We say very casually, I'm observing, I'm the Sakshi. But actually, practicing this is a different dimension of sadhana. This requires a lot of training. Contemplation is changing your sense of I from the doer to the observer to the beer. Someone who's new to Meaningful Mornings must think this is like an anti-grammar course. Chapter 6 has the theme of delight. Anyone who's experienced contemplation knows this to be the truth. When you contemplate, nothing you do can make you feel more centered. In this chapter, we took up verse 5. This is known as the Sarva Sangra verse. It means it doesn't matter what organization or teacher analyzes Bhagavad Gita, all concur on the thought shared in verse 5. Prior to this verse, and this started in chapter 3, I repeatedly shared, intention leads to integration. When you visualize integration, I visualize it like this. My hands are becoming more integrated. Shri Krishna uses the word lift. In chapter 6, verse 5, it's the same ends. He's just using a different word. So what is to be lifted? The mind is to be lifted to the intellect. Prince Arjuna is the mind, Shri Krishna is the intellect. Prince Arjuna is sitting, Shri Krishna is standing. Shri Krishna's hand is out and saying, stand up. I'm the one who never sits down. I am Achyuta. The way we can make this real is through discipline. Those who are in discipline, you may be a seeker, but you are not a disciple or shishya. I learned this so clearly with my master. He is hardcore disciplined and expects the same. We learned in a very tough way, and I feel that's the kind of splash of water in your face or slap that one needs to make discipline real. Now, relating this to the intellect is what holds ideals. Your mind doubts the ideal. Your intellect decides on the ideal. If you have a solid ideal in life, you will naturally be disciplined, lifting the mind to the intellect.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course on the Simplecast browser. This whole season of Essential Love is accompanied by an ebook by the same name. You can check out our show notes about how you can download the Essential Love ebook, which includes tools for deeper reflection on each of the verses. They go hand in hand. You can find all of this and more at chinmayaniagara.com. Until next time, inspire, love, be.